it's me, Renee. I'm back. So today, following with the theme I did earlier this week, I'm doing a video on books on my physical TBR. So books I own, but I haven't read yet, but I anticipate will be funny. As in, like, lose my breath laughing so much, funny. And because I mean, when don't you need a funny book? If you're having a good day, you want a day be better. If you're saddened by the world today, QAnon, well, then you can just enjoy yourself a perfect funny escapism. I suppose some people escape into fantasy, and and also, I suppose for me, like to be escaping perfectly, like to escape like very very escaping, I need funny. That will just make my day so much better. And so that's it, more or less. These are books, I suppose, in a way, I could choose. Okay, so rules. These are books I own. You can see them there. But I have not read yet. Some of them I know stuff about. Some of them I actually don't really know. And I suppose you might ask yourself, well, why do you think they'll be funny? I'll explain when I pick up each book, really. Also, in theory, I could have cheated and put 2 books I plan to reread soon that I know are funny, but they are rereads, and, well, I suppose, to be read, TBR stands for to be read, so I suppose I could put the 2 rereads up here because they are books I plan to read soon, but I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, and let's start. First, we have, give me a moment. Sitting stuck there. But Mystery and Mayhem. It's actually a crime fiction anthology, and you see, I've started it slightly. I read one novella in this. Well, short story in it. Yeah, short story novella. Yeah, I read one story, and that one did make me chuckle a bit. I didn't laugh very much, but I did enjoy it, and also because one of the authors that contributed to this collection is Robin Stevens, and she also wrote the Wells and Wong or Murder Most Ladylike series, depending if you're British or American. And that one very makes me laugh so much sometimes. So I anticipate some some laughter from that story. And also, I'm kind of thinking there'll probably be other funny scenes here and there because I mean, crime to have a mystery, you kind of need someone. You need suspects. You need something that's happened. You need red herrings. Maybe the red herrings are funny. Maybe when you discover the twist or like who really did it, you'll laugh because it's so unexpected. I don't know. As, this is maybe a bit fair. Like, is this gonna be very funny? Like, ha 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 ha. Okay, that's pretty weird. Is it gonna like take breath away? I'm not quite sure. I do know I'll enjoy it very much, pretty sure I will. But anyway, it's on my list. On with you. First I have just a few books, and then I kind of added a few more. So I went a bit crazy, but then we have another one that's kind of, why is it on here? I don't know, because it's on my TBR and I heard good things about it, and at least in my mind, the best books are both funny and all other stuff. This one, I'm not quite sure, but it's not impossible. Okay, let's get to it. It's Passing Strange by Ellen Clage. So this is a short story, but it's not a short story. It's 200 pages, so it's a novel. In case you didn't know, the definition of novel is a story over 100 pages. That's fiction. That's a novel. But so it's set in San Francisco, 1940s, and there's a female relationship, and I think that's kind of pretty much like, I think it's kind of like a character based story. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking there might be some laughs in here. Hoping, probably, will be. I mean, most of the time when you have had people meet cute and stuff, they, at least, anyway, also like when people meet in general, like in books, you could have miscommunications and like you could have communications that end up in laughing scenes. So yeah, I'm having it here. Is this me also like kind of using this video as like a show off books like I really want to get to soon? Maybe. My channel, my rules. And then this one though, I'm quite sure I will laugh. It's Retribution Falls by Chris Wooding. Also one of the books that I have longest on my TBR. I had it bought it 2 years ago now. No, I think 3 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, this has actually kind of been described as for Firefly fans. I love Firefly. And yeah, Firefly and steampunk. Well, Firefly I would say is very much steampunk in itself, but yeah. And so yeah, I started slightly. I haven't gone far, but read like one page, and I thought like I think this will work very much as a audiobook. So I started audiobook, then a bit. Well, I think I'm gonna start audiobook. Might do like parallel reading or something. And yeah, so far it's kind of fun. It's kind of giving me slightly Peter Quill vibes for one of the characters. So like it starts with people being captured and stuff going down. And yeah, this one definitely intrigues me. Also, the first in the series. Then we have A Lady's Guide to Etiquette and Murder. So as you can probably guess, it's a historical mystery. And yeah, historical mystery romance. And I'm kind of thinking like, okay, so it's a female detective, so she'll probably be underestimated lots of times, and then the other people like, they will like, oh my god, you did that, and then I'm thinking, yeah, and also like, I think at least for me, the best historical books also are very funny. And I think maybe like just kind of from our eyes to reading like stories set in that time period might like kind of makes everyday stuff funny. Yeah, definitely being like a bit silly and all, but yeah, I'm adding this to a list. Of course, if you read any of these books and you can vouch and say like they are very funny, please tell me, and that's nice to know. If you have read them and they're not funny, please just tell me, and then I'll know that going in. And then we have The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackwood. And the thing with this one is it's been described as Good Place meets Law and Order, and you know The Good Place is a comedy, and it's also give me a moment. Blah 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 blah. Oh, sorry. I think I mixed this one up with another book. That's it. But wait, this book anyway. It's based on like a library in hell, so it's kind of like you're in hell, but it's a library. It's a library of the undead and all the books that were never finished. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking like there's probably going to be some shenanigans in there that'll make me laugh. Hoping, thinking, I'm thinking that might happen. I don't have that much more to like base it on. I just kind of think, oh yeah, hey, it says sorry. It says here on like one of the places. It says, oh, there's a page of praise. Yay, cool. Prepare to laugh, class. Have your mind bent and your grip on reality loosened as we embark on a wild ride that is the library of Unwritten. Yeah, cool, cool. Then we have Hot British Boyfriend. Also small tease into a new book haul because I haven't hauled this one yet. New purchase. But yeah, it's a YA. It's a story of an American Ellie. She goes to let's say States. She goes to UK for education abroad, a semester abroad program for high school, and she gets a boyfriend that's British. And yeah, so I'm kind of thinking like because she's American, she's in UK now. There's probably going to be some culture crashing, some culture miscommunications and stuff. Yeah, there'll be some funny stuff there. And also rom-coms, like in the name, you kind of have to have some comedy, romantic comedies. This is called YA rom-com. So yeah, expecting this to be funny as well. Mm, I have to leave you there. Well, see you soon when I've finished filming this. Stay tuned. But you'll see me in a few seconds anyway, but stay tuned. I'm back, as you can see. Yeah, and let's move on, shall we, to the next book. Then we have The Thief Knot by Karen, I'm about to say, Kate Milford. This is set in a green glass house universe. I thought first of all bought it was Greenhouse series, but yeah. Anyway, so it's a mystery, and I think there's other stuff as well. Like the back says, ghosts, a kidnapping, a crew of young detectives, and family secrets mixed in a standalone mystery. And yeah, it's by a British author. Is it not? Double check. Blah 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 blah. No, it's not. Sorry, author. Well, it says the author lives in New York, so I suppose it could be British. Anyway, yeah, it sounds very funny, and I'm kind of thinking that's. I think I bought this because someone said it was whimsical and fun. Yeah, sorry. Someone said this was one of the funniest books they read last year. So because of that, I'm gonna think it's very funny. I suppose unless they just read very sad books. But I have a feeling this is a funny book. It looks kind of whimsical and funny. And ghost and kidnapping, that often equals funny. So yeah, this one. And then we have a nat oops. A Natural History of Dragons by Mary Brennan. This is the first in the series. It's a YA. It's an adult fantasy where it's kind of semi-based on like there's some historical elements, but it's set in a different world where there's dragons, as well as not of course, but like it's in the name on the cover, so of course. But sometimes covers and names aren't literal. It is here, and yeah, I do know people who read this and say it's very good. I haven't really heard if it's very funny, but they have said it's very enjoyable, and I have an idea it might be funny. And yeah. Anyway, I know well it's enjoyable. I mean, the rich and sewing tale, blah 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 blah. Favorite books of the year, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. I doesn't really say if it's funny or just amazing. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. And cross my fingers, it's also funny as well as captivating. So yeah, this one. Then we have the Oxford, actually only non-fiction book on this list. Would you? It is the Oxford Book of Theatrical Anecdotes by Giles Braniff. So Giles Braniff, I think, is a British actor. Let me just check out what it is. Blah 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 blah. Giles Braniff is an actor, podcaster, former MP. Oh, has worked in theater as an actor and producer. Yeah, so he's an actor as well. And so he's been in theater in the UK for 40 years. So yeah, he probably has seen a lot. It's a thick book, very thick book. Yeah, first I was like, well, it's a name, anecdotes. But I suppose I often think of anecdotes as equal as something funny, a funny story. I suppose anecdotes can also be like a sad story. But I think very often anecdotes have some sort of funniness in them. So yeah, and yeah, like this video is like books I think will be funny. So even if not all the anecdotes were funny, some of them in here, it's a big book, huge ass book. I'm assuming some of them will be funny, laugh out loud funny. It's actually I just kind of wanted to check out. It's actually 700 pages, so it's a big chunky ass book. Doesn't only look like it. It is it. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this one. And then last but not least, A Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker by Lauren James. This one is on here because I've read Lauren Jane's books before. And yeah, her books really have some very, very funny scenes in them. So yeah, this is a story about ghosts and afterlives and stuff like that. And yeah, this one I actually plan to read soon. So yeah. And that, my dear friends, yeah, let's call you dear friends. Last video I was also calling you darlings, now you're dear friends. Well, why not? Is this video of books that I expect, anticipate will be funny? Very, very, very funny. Well, of the books that I have on my TBR. And yes, as I said, if you have any thoughts, any ideas about around these books, if you have any books you think are so fun you lost your breath, please recommend me them downstairs in the comments. In the comments. And yeah, bye.